Yo, what's up? This is Paul in the 619 with another conversation with the community. Oh man, my guest today, this dude is like next level. You know, he travels all over the country. He goes to most of the cons. I don't even know there's a guy, writer or artist he hasn't met yet. But we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out in the interview. He is a member of the AntiHero Society. Dude, I've been following this guy for so long. Dude, I am so excited to have him on the show. But I'm not gonna let him wait any longer. Let's bring him in. Dr. J, Crimson Ghost Professor. Let's bring him in. What's up, Jason?
It's up. So good to be here, man. So good to be here. And I love that intro that you got. Where did you find that?
Which one?
So it starts with the yin and the yang. And yeah. So did you create that, or did you pull that from a cartoon? Because I've been looking for it. I did some research. I was trying to find. I was looking at, because I like old kung fu too. So I was trying to like check some of that stuff out, and I couldn't find it.
It's so when I was a kid, the neighborhood, we used to like go to my house and watch. It's a thing called Kung Fu Theater. It was on USA Network.
Yeah.
And the thing is that my brother, he created that for me in the very beginning. That's like first thing I ever had on my channel. But yeah, it's kind of a homage to all the kung fu movies that we watched as kids. So yeah, that's where that came from.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I've been searching to try and find where that's from, because it looks so familiar, and I couldn't place it. So
man. Kung Fu Theater on USA Network. Yeah, that's where when he goes, I go, dude, create me something that'd be dope that people want to see, and so pretty much my brother, all the credit goes to my brother. So yeah, thank you, JoJo. I love you, man. Thank you for doing that for me. So yeah,
shout out to JoJo. That's cool. So you're a kung fu fan, like the old stuff.
Dude, I actually like the old stuff. The new stuff that comes out is so cool. You know, it's they do a lot of special effects, but what I like is that a lot of them are like period pieces. They have the long ass beard and the long hair. Yeah, I love that shit.
And the moves, dude, like the
Oh hell yeah, let's
kung
go.
fu, like that stuff is just like in the sound effects that they had in there. It's just like you can't recreate that stuff. That was timeless.
Well, it's funny because if you win in a real fight and you try to do that stuff, you'll get your ass beat. You gotta do the MMA. MMA is the way to go.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Well,
In jiu-jitsu.
because of all this, I wanted to pull this out for you to show this off. My
Wow.
deadly hands of kung fu. This is signed by Chuck Norris. So right there's his signature there.
That's fire.
Yeah. So like growing up, he was like one of the, you know, he was one of the coolest guys that I was following as a kid, and like, you know, just seeing him fight Bruce Lee as well. His roles, what he's done, is pretty awesome. So I figured you'd appreciate some
Oh no, dude. Trust me,
hands
dude.
kung
He's
fu.
one of the legends. No, dude. He's a
Yeah,
real deal. He's a
yeah.
real There's a reason why they have all those jokes about him. Like, what was it? When Chuck Norris does push-ups, he doesn't move, the earth moves. There's a reason for that.
Yeah. No, yeah. That's right. Yeah, those jokes are great. So yeah.
All right, so as far as your screen name, how'd you get your screen name? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, so it's kind of a combination of a couple things. First of all, I am a professor, so I got my doctorate about 3 years ago. So I definitely want to add that into my name, and then I'm a huge fan of the Misfits and like punk rock in general.
Oh yeah.
And the Crimson Ghost was always an image that I've just gravitated to. It was on many of the albums, many of the artworks, and now it's you know, everybody, it's pretty recognizable out there. But I have the Crimson Ghost tattoo. I have shirts. I have toys. You know, like action figures. I have ornaments of the Crimson Ghost. So it's a big part of my life. So I figured I just take the best parts of everything that I love and sum it into one.
Perfect, man. That's so perfect. So how did you get into comics? What are some of your earliest comic book memories?
Mm. So I'm a product of the 80s, like a lot of us child collectors out here in
Nice.
our 40s. And so you know, we initially got like that wave of cartoons, right? Everything from like the Transformers, GI
Yep.
Joe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Yep.
but also you know, the Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends and the Justice League and all that stuff. And so at that point, I was more of the visual, the TV shows instead of collecting. And it wasn't until I got into out of high school, and Spawn was taking off, and that, yeah, and I knew you're a fan of Spawn too.
Yeah.
So I brought some of my Spawns too.
Let's go.
Some of these, like the fish tank ones. When
Yeah.
this stuff came out, man, I was all about this stuff. Like I was every single weekend, I was going out to like trade shows and whatnot, trying to hunt all of those down. And that was Spawn was really like the one that kind of brought me back into the space and just the idea of collecting covers and reading the stories. And
Yeah.
then they had the HBO cartoon and the movie, and it just everything kind of spiraled from there. So that was really where I kind of got back into collecting.
Nice. Nice. All right. So, who or what inspired you to do comic book content on social media?
Yeah, so I don't know really how that started. I think well, I was dating a woman that was a social media influencer. So she had
Okay.
like over 20,000 followers, and she's like, you should start to uh, record and document everything that you do, because you do some pretty cool things. Like you get to go
Yep.
behind the scenes, and you have a lot of experience meeting a lot of different people. And she's like, you should just record it. And I was like, all right, I'll try it. And that's kind of where that whole thing kind of started. But as far as like the Instagram stuff, it was during COVID, I think, really where it kind of where I gravitated towards it because everybody was indoors, everybody was at home, and I was looking for that connection to people. And through the comic book clubs that are out there in the previous one that many of us were involved with, I got the opportunity to connect to some people and really kind of see how the hobby was taking shape in a social media platform.
Right.
So that was probably the big things, was the COVID event, and then dating somebody that was into content creating.
Nice. Well, dude, I'm gonna tell you, okay, and and this is truth. A lot of people do this to get to your level because what you do is, dude, it's so amazing, man.
Wow.
So amazing.
Well, I appreciate that, but I tell you, my following base isn't showing that, so people must just be watching and not following. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, your content is, dude, so good. So
yeah,
good.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, how has social media helped you in everyday life?
Well, I found new connections, right? And just kind of like how we're talking, and we're on different coasts right now, right? And it's like here we are able to connect through our love for all of these things, be it like kung fu movies and Spawn, and just like baseball, which I see you repping the Padres gear there. It's like all of those sort of things. We learn so much about each other through the initial hobby, which initially brings us in. And so I don't really remember what your question was at this point.
Well,
but
no, you answered it perfectly. The thing with me with social media, the people that I'm friends with on social media, I see those people, if not every day, every other day. I see them more than my real life friends. And it's funny. It's just the oddest thing. I just thought about it the other day. And I was like, yeah, I haven't talked to my best friends that live around here in like weeks, like Thanksgiving, but like the people that I am contacting social media, like, dude, almost every day. It's like wild.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, that's an interesting point. And I can tell you, even just moving to Florida here, like I don't think I would have gotten as involved in the community if I wasn't in an area that had so many events going on consistently. CGC's like 45 minutes down the road from me here, so it's just like the opportunities that I got and the friends that I made through that, a lot of that too is based on location, where I live. So
yeah. Are you in Central Florida?
Yeah, technically West Central Florida. So Tampa.
There's so much to do. So that area, I've been in that area at least 2 times, and man, it's so much fun. So much fun. So much to do.
And we're growing, and that's the problem is that the infrastructure wasn't ready for this many people to be here.
Well, this is what happens. Well, I think when you have the same problem as San Diego, people go there on vacation and they're like, "Oh, this place is dope. I want to live here," and they never leave.
Yeah, that's it.
That's how San Diego.
There was actually a time where I was going to try and move to San Diego. Actually, so like right out of high school, I knew a couple guys that had lived there, and my brother and I, we were, at the time I was living in Detroit, we were looking at relocating to someplace warm, and San Diego was one of the first places that we went, but we tripped out about earthquakes. Earthquakes tripped me out, right? Like I can deal with hurricanes.
Really?
I can deal with hurricanes. Yeah, because we get advance notice.
I'm the opposite, man.
Really?
Hurricanes terrify me. Earthquakes are like, like you just wait until you're drinking some coffee and it shakes for a little bit and you just wait a little bit. And then when it stops, you just keep on drinking your coffee. Hurricanes, like, dude, things are blowing all over the place. That's scary to me.
It's intense. But we get notice of it. And you get the tracking, the suggested tracking of it. So it gives you time if you want to flee. So like our state, it's more long than wide,
Yeah.
right? So like if it's coming up the West Coast, I can cut over to the East Coast in 2 hours and be safe over there. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like that unexpected rumbling. I always had visions, and whenever I'm in California, I'm in an elevator, and that's when the earthquake will hit. When I'm in the elevator.
That can be frightening. That can be frightening.
Yeah. That stuff's out of a movie,
How
right?
many times are you in the elevator? Are you in the elevator a lot?
Yeah, because anytime I come to California, I'm in a hotel.
Oh, there you go.
So that's it, and so like come to San Diego there for 7 days and staying in a hotel, or we've done Anaheim, and I know San Francisco Fan Expo was just over the holiday weekend, which I haven't done that one. Have you gotten up there yet too?
I haven't done Fan Expo, but WonderCon's one that I go to every year. Dude, it's right next to Disneyland.
Yeah, I know.
That's a good draw for my wife. She's like, "Oh yeah, we'll go."
Yeah.
But dude, talking about Comic Cons, what is your favorite Comic Con and why?
New York Comic Con to me is the best, and I think some of that I might have a bias because I love New York City. If money was no object, I would have a place in New York City.
Dope.
Yeah, so I think just something about being in that city, because I feel like with San Diego, that the Gaslight, it seems to close down after a while, right? Like 1 o'clock or so, all of the big the companies that take over that area, they kind of, they shut it down for the night. But New York City, it's all the time, and I think it's just the Mecca. I think you get a lot of artists that come there, like San Diego, but I like the celebrities that they do there, and it's the whole vibe, man. And good food, bagels and pizza, that's worth it.
That's definitely on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Some people kind of like they tell me, "Oh no, you don't want to go to that one, go to that one." No, that's definitely on my bucket list. My wife, she's been there for business a few times, and she just raves about it. So when I said you're at Comic Con, she was kind of like, "Yeah, I'm down."
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
These days.
And what about you? In your opinion, what do you think is the top rated?
Dude, you're gonna laugh. Well, I don't think you're gonna laugh. I'm gonna give you my honorable mention. Heroes Con.
Yeah.
In North Carolina. I did the pilgrimage this year, and that is has to be one of the purest comic book conventions that I've ever been to. As far as like today's standards, because a lot of Comic Cons are pop culture. But WonderCon's up there. I love WonderCon.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I just love how it's just the way it's set up, because we usually stay in a hotel that's nearby, and then it's at the Anaheim Convention Center. Before you get there, they got those food trucks all lined up. I just like the setup. I love the setup. Across the streets, Disneyland. It's not like, okay, so San Diego Comic Con, to go from one end to another, it's like you're swimming through a lot of people. WonderCon, it's like more chill, relaxed, and the people that you see at WonderCon are pretty much the same people you see at San Diego Comic Con. It's just the vibe's just a little different. The cosplay is like next level, and it's for me, it's just the best experience as far as Comic Cons. So I would say WonderCon. I know a lot of people are gonna be surprised to say that. They're like, "Dude, you live right there, and where San Diego Comic Con is." I know, dude. My wife's the Uber driver. She drops me off, and then when I need to be picked up, I just call her. She picks me up. I don't have to worry about lodging or anything. But yeah, no, it has to be WonderCon. WonderCon's my favorite.
And so I also have the honorable mention for Heroes as well. That would be the next, that in Baltimore. Those two, just great pure comics, and the intensity level with New York and San Diego is up here. I feel like WonderCon and Heroes it's down a notch. It's it's not that intensity, because New York is very much the same, where you gotta push through a lot of people to get to where you're going.
You
And
definitely you're planning. Planning is key when you go to the like San Diego or New York, because you can miss the boat real quick. If you don't plan things right. One of the common themes are like I could breathe, and I go like, okay, no, I can take my time, do this, do that, do that. But yeah, no, I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, you know.
yeah, I do.
So, as far as man, is there a Comic Con you haven't gone to? You've been to like most of them.
Yeah, there are a couple on my list. A couple international ones really are the ones that I'm really kind of eyeing and hoping to get to at one point. What is it? Is it La Mole
Yeah.
in Mexico City?
Yep.
Lake Como in Italy. Those are big ones that I'd love to get to. I'd love to get over to Japan or Singapore for any convention.
I was gonna say Singapore. That Singapore Comic Con, I've seen like um, videos and stuff like that. That one looks pretty dope. That one
Yeah,
looks like a fun one.
yeah, and just being in the culture too. I think that's
Yeah,
the other thing that
agreed.
I'd really like to experience, and to be there, and the travel aspect, right? Like that's the other great thing about being in this community, and being a part of it, is the travel aspect, and
Yeah,
getting
I agree.
around seeing people, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that would be it. I would think in the international ones are really at the top of my list at this point.
Nice, nice. I like that. All right, so okay, this is the question I asked all my guests. What comic book character, um, movie, literature, TV shows, character that you relate to the most?
Wow. Oh,
I
yeah,
told you that's a question.
that's a well, we should have had a pre-screening on this, so I could have thought that one out. Uh,
Yeah, I don't tell anybody beforehand.
yeah, I know. Yeah. That's a difficult one. So I will tell you. I think through comic books, all of the villains, like some of the big villains, a lot of them were like doctors, and some of the superheroes were doctors.
Yeah,
And so I think uh, part of my drive to become an actual doctor was circulating around like all of these superheroes and these ideas of um, they always kind of put like the needs of the many before themselves, right?
yeah,
And that was a concept that I always took to, and I always liked the fact that they had difficulty in relationships because of this, and I feel like that was very much me as well. Like I kind of adopted that, like it's for your own good that we're not together anymore. 'Cause I need to go save the universe, right?
yeah.
So I'm not sure that there's one that really embodies me as a whole. I kind of like to pull parts from every one of them, and from all the labels too, from DC, from Marvel, from Image.
Yeah.
There's really not one that I think one person that personifies who I am as a person. So that's a hard question, and something I'm going to have to think about. I'll get back to you on it. I'll message you when I have the answer.
All right, sounds good.
Now, what about you? I mean, because you've asked this question. I mean, obviously you've thought about it as well, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. See, yeah. That's the thing. They're my questions, and I've thought of answers for all of them. Um, yeah, mine's Bilbo Baggins. He's the reluctant hero. He doesn't look like a hero,
Yeah,
but he ends up being a hero. The thing is that he kind of had been, he was forced to do this adventure that he didn't want to go on. But
yeah,
once he did it, he did it because he cared for his friends.
yeah.
He knew that if he failed, his friends would be in danger.
Mhm.
So he went out and did it. So that would be me, the reluctant hero. The thing is, I'm um, I'm lazy. I'm lazy. It takes me. There has to be a good payoff at the end for me to want to do something.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, I said Bilbo Baggins.
All right. So you're a Lord of the Rings guy, or do you just like the
I
character?
love that stuff. Oh, dude, Dungeons and Dragons, dude. All this right here, Dungeons and Dragons for life, baby. You know the thing is that you're gonna laugh. So when I was dating my wife, I didn't tell him I collected comic books. I played Dungeons and Dragons. You know, it's not until like we were deep in it where she couldn't get away. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, but dude, today it's like, dude, we're rock stars, baby.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like everybody wants to get in onto this. You know, like and you know what changed was all the Avenger movies. That was a game changer. Yeah, the MCU was big. But yeah, you know what I mean?
Dude, it's an interesting time that we live in where we got to see all of these superheroes in live action. Where I think about people that were collecting in like the 60s and the 70s when it was truly like a nerd like level. Like you would legit get beat up if you told people that you liked comic books like that. And the fact now it's just so mainstream, right? Like everybody knows who the Guardians of the Galaxy are.
I know, right?
Like, people know who Groot is. Right?
I know.
Yeah.
I never thought there'd be a day like this. You know, you could. It's like because remember like back then when they had like they had those old like when they did like the Incredible Hulk, you know, like on TV and all that. I mean the back then, you know, they didn't really have like the CGI. I mean the stuff that they had back then was so jinky,
so
you know, and
bad.
you had to use a lot of your imagination, you know, and now they got the special effects. They could do anything on screen now. So yeah, it's more yeah, you see it. It's more because you know guys are like visual, and when we see dope shit on TV, you know, why not, right?
Yeah, exactly. So who are you waiting to see in live action still? Is there one character that you're still I want to see this person
I want to see a reboot of Spawn. I want him to do Spawn again.
Yeah.
You know, I know Tom McFarlane. He's talked about it, and eventually I think that'll come out. And I think it's gonna be dope. You know, because I know he's gonna be involved in it, and he's not gonna let it come out if it's not. You know.
So, and I know the buzz was it has to be like rated R, right? Like the HBO animated series, right?
Yep.
We can't do what the '99 movie was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can't be a PG-13. Like if we're gonna do it, we got to go all in.
Yeah, we gotta go all in. Yeah.
Which I love that idea. I love that idea of doing it that way. Yeah. But you know.
I definitely think there will be a horror aspect. So, and you know, horror right now is just that's the stuff right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you could do an action horror, I think that'd be cool.
Oh, dude, that would be amazing. That would be, and I'd like to see them pull back John Leguizamo as the clown. Like,
he was perfect. He was perfect with that role.
So perfect for that role. So perfect for that role. And I met him too. He's a cool guy. He signed my Spawn issue 4.
Cool.
Yeah. So like I'm rooting for that guy, you know?
Yeah, no. Yeah, don't change it. That's just like the guy played Blade. You can't change that guy. That he will always be, you know.
Wesley Snipes is Blade.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yep, I agree. All
right. So here's another one. If there was one superpower you can have, what would that superpower be?
Let me start with you. What's your ability? The one superpower.
You're gonna laugh. All right. It's the ability to make someone shit in their pants at will. And there's a reason. There's a reason behind that. If you're fighting a guy and I make him shit in his pants, he's not gonna want to fight. He's gonna be in a vulnerable position, you know. So, dude, can you imagine if there was like a bunch of dudes trying to rob a bank and I make all shit their pants? You think they're worried about stealing money? No, they're worried about cleaning themselves up. So that would be my power. I can make people shit in their pants.
Yeah. That's
See,
one.
I told you, I've had time to think about these questions. They're my questions.
I don't know why you're not writing a comic book. Like, this is what
That
you
would be
should
dope.
do.
I know.
Yeah, yeah,
People tell me, oh fuck, I'd read that.
yeah. Right. I'd read it. I'd check it out. I don't know. The art might be a little.
I don't know what the shelf life would be. It'd probably be like 3 issues, like a mini series. I don't know if I
Yeah,
could do a full like 50 issue run.
yeah.
Probably three issues max.
Right, right. Uh, I, you know, Lex Luthor and Superman, right? So like Lex Luthor just being like the super intellect.
Oh yeah.
I really like his character. So that superpower I would love to have, like just like incredibly intelligent. Doctor Manhattan as well. Just like his ability, his knowledge to see the future, understand the past and the present, like all that sort of stuff is really cool to me. Um, and Superman just himself, right? Like when we talk about the OG, right? The ability to fly, almost, you know, not vulnerable to anything, Man of Steel, all of those things. Superman kind of has it all. So I think I'd want to be like a Kryptonian in that sense.
Oh
I'd
nice,
want to have the powers of a Kryptonian, but I also like Lex Luthor's brain.
nice. I
Yeah,
like it. Um, do you collect anything besides comics?
I do.
Yeah,
Records. I collect records.
nice.
That's a big one. I collect tattoos, and so I've been uh, the most influential people that I meet in life. I
I
usually,
have some questions leading up to that. Dude, I've been doing my research, dude. I've been doing my
yeah, yeah,
research.
yeah. So getting signatures collected, because at one point in my life I wanted to be a tattooist. That's what I thought I was actually going
Oh
to
wow.
do out of
Yeah,
high
yeah.
school. Yeah, I went to San Francisco and I learned how to body pierce, and I had all these dreams and aspirations of being a tattooist, and
Wow.
it never came to fruition. So that changed up, and I started teaching instead. So go
Wow.
figure. Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. But so
Okay.
that would be it. Like records, masks, and helmets. I collect a lot of those as well. Um, so those are all things that pull me in different directions. And people, I collect people, not like a not
Got
a
a
human.
key in your basement?
Yeah, no. There's no basements in Florida. No basements in Florida. Not human trafficking, but just like friends and stuff like that, and again, that's part of like the comic community, and I always feel like no matter what city I go to, there's people that I know there. There's people that I can reach out to, and
Definitely.
that's pretty cool as well.
Yeah. Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
Um, so do you read newer comics? Like stuff that come out like on the shows like weekly?
Yeah, so I don't have a pull right now because again, that stuff just gets so expensive,
Oh
and
yeah. Most
it,
definitely.
it's just hard to keep up as well. I, uh, I've missed the train on Absolute Batman, which I know everybody's talking about. Every single issue of Absolute Batman, it seems like it's like a $30 book,
Yeah, I know.
and so I'm waiting for the trade to come out because, and also waiting for Absolute to fall back down because I know at one point it was like $30, and then just recently I'm seeing it's like at $100 again.
What?
Uh, yeah,
Like a
yeah,
9.8 or what?
like a 9.8. No, even raw ones are going for $100. I think your slabbed ones are going for 2 to 3 times higher.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know that. Well,
yeah.
the funny thing is that, kind of like what you said, it does get pricey when you have a lot of books on your pull list from week to week. I mean, it adds up. So I've been cutting titles from my pull list. Absolute Batman was one after issue 5. I was like, you know what? I'm going to drop it. Oh, I was so wrong. Uh, it was like, oh, wait a minute. They're bringing Cat. When I saw Catwoman, I was like, ah, fuck. I got to get it
Right.
back. So I bought like from 6 all the way up, so I'm caught
Okay.
up. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I try, and that's the hardest thing. You don't like. There's so much good stuff. It's hard
Yeah.
to like. Like I'm gonna drop this. Yeah, it's just a thing with me. It's so hard. It's so hard. There's so much good stuff right now. I know some people scoff on the newer stuff, but I mean, there's good books out there. You just gotta look for them.
Yeah, the Energon universe, like the Transformers, GI Joe, that stuff's top
Thank you.
notch. Like
Thank
Daniel Warren Johnson just killing it. Like that's great stuff to read. So, and the art is so cool too. And again, nostalgia for us going back to that it's earlier days.
Yeah, and what I like too is that the GI Joe, the Transformers, it's written for adults. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like we watched it as kids, but they're telling like the same stories, but in the level of an adult. So it's not like they're dumbing it down.
right.
It's grown with us as
Absolutely.
I think that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I love it.
And,
I love
and that's where I feel too they're hitting is that the writers and the artists are fans of the material too,
it. Yes.
right? So like when you're taking to a project that you love, it's shown through in the dialogue, it's shown through in the storyline, in the character development, and in the artwork. And so yeah, dude, it's awesome to see some of that stuff.
Yeah. Totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Do you have a favorite LCS that you go to?
So there's a couple here in my area that are great. My buddy owns the Comic Spot, which is in Riverview, Florida, and he's always great to set aside books. They pull AF-15 homages for me, so I don't have to freak out about it.
Yeah.
Tracking
They
it down.
go.
Yeah, yeah, and they get books that I don't even know they're doing AF-15 homages. Again, if we're going back to the community, like guys in the club, they'll message me and be like, "This one's coming out in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, and or do you have this one?" And that's really helpful. But the Comic Spot is definitely one that I try to get to. That's the closest one to me, and my buddy owns it, and so.
It's a dope name for an LCS. I like that.
Yeah, they did one of the CGC pins as well. So I don't know which again, I think those CGC pins might be something that one day has high collectability.
Really?
Dude, if you go on eBay and you just type in like CGC pins, like some of the rare ones are going for like $300.
You know who John Jang is, right?
Yeah, he had one. Yep.
Last time I saw John Jang, he gave me a pin.
He did. So
I have it somewhere. But yeah, he gave me a pin.
And those are rare. Those
Really?
are rare because they're coming directly from the artist. Delato did one. John Jang did one. There's somebody else that I think did one that I can't remember. Oh, it was what's the guy? I can't even think of his name. He did Miles Morales. He does the murder signature. I can't think of his name. It'll come to me. It'll come to me.
When we're done, when you walk into the kitchen, shit.
Yeah. That's
But there's so much. God, there's so much. What do I call it? Like pop culture information in our heads. It's so funny.
I need a Rolodex. It's Clayton Crane. It's Clayton
There you
Crane.
go.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. He was the other one that had like.
You just had a sip of coffee. Dude, I knew it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, those pins, high collectability level. I think one day, and again, maybe 30 years from now or so, just like these original series ones, the ones that are hard to get, I think they could have a place in guys that collect slabs, that go to shows, and that, because I know all my friends, we collect them and hoard them like it's. Like it's books,
I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing. So
it's a thing.
I learned.
Check
Jason,
out.
you're teaching me. Professor. Thank you, Professor. You're teaching me.
Check out people's lanyards. The next show you go to, look at their lanyards and look to see if they got the pins all, the the 1-0s, the 10-0 gem mints, the 9-9s, the 9-8s. And I feel like this was a thing too with Disney people, because Disney had like, they have like pin traders and things.
That I know there's, man, dude, you just opened up like a rabbit hole for me now.
Dude, I'm telling you. So you got a good one there with Jean Zhang. I love collecting them. I love collecting. We got a couple guys at Galaxy Con right now in Columbus, and one of my buddies messaged me and said he pulled one that he already has doubles of, and so he's like, "Do you want it?" I was like, "Absolutely!" Like,
wow.
Yeah.
Oh man. My wife said if I started collecting anything else, she'd kill me.
Yeah, I was gonna say. What about you? Do you just do comic books? What else do you collect?
Comic books. Yeah, I dabble in a lot of stuff, but it's mainly comic books. You know. See, so I have a comic book room where I am now. I can collect whatever I want as long as it fits in this room, right? Okay. So I do have sports cards. You know, I collect some sports cards, and I have some toys. But you know, I mean, it's just like it's comics, dude. It's mainly comics. That's the bulk of my collection. It's what I love, you know. But I have a little bit of everything.
Are you a cover guy, or are you a key guy? Are you
I like characters. There's a character that I like. I'll try to collect as much as I can of that character.
Yeah.
You know, right now it's Spawn. I'm trying to collect the whole run. I'm missing like 22 books that I should be able to. I should be able to finish like sometime early next year. Okay. And after that, I want to collect Hulk. I got a big a run of Hulk, but I'm missing a lot of issues, especially the earlier ones.
Yeah.
But Hulk's next. You know, that's what I like. I like full runs, and you know, you're probably like me. I like to be a completionist. If I start something, I want to have the whole thing, because I have like from X-Men, I have X-Men 94 plus giant size X-Men, all the way up to 544 on the first series. Yeah, so I do that. That's kind of my collecting habits. I did purchase 2 collections a couple years ago, and I'm kind of trying to offload it because there's a lot of stuff I don't collect. You know, I don't like selling my comics. You know, I don't like selling comics. I just feel I don't know. I don't feel like it's, and I'm not bagging on anyone that sells comics. Everyone's watching this. You know, I don't want to get a hate mail. I'd rather give them to my friends.
Right.
You know, I have a nephew who's got into comics. He's getting a short box for Christmas. You know, that's like the easiest thing I could do is he was getting into comics. I got comics. Let's just give him comics. Yeah. So, and that's what I do. So, artists, writers. Who are some of your favorite artists and writers in the hobby?
So, my list of guys that I still have not met, that I don't think I will ever have the chance to meet. Alan Moore is at the top of the list. The great Alan Moore, the Wizard. He's up there. I'd love to have that opportunity. I don't think that's ever going to happen. So if CGC ever did an in-house signing with him, I'm easily sending in books. Easily, that would be a no-brainer. But if he were to show up at San Diego, New York, one off, if he were to show up in Idaho, I'm going. I'm gonna sell some comic books to make sure I go and do that. Grant Morrison from another writer, and again, these guys are all across the pond too, right? Like none of them are guys in the States. Grant Morrison is another big one on my list that I'd love to meet, love to have conversations with them, and both of those guys, Alan Moore and Grant Morrison, are also into some like deeper level stuff beyond comics, and I'd really like to explore some of those aspects with them too. You know.
Well, you know what? It's cool that you said Grant Morrison and Alan Moore. A few weeks ago, Frank Quitely He's in town. He's actually he is at San Diego State, and he is co-teaching a class on comic book history.
No way.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And he actually, one of the guys that works at my LCS, he actually got to meet him and asked him if he would do a signing at our LCS. So yeah, last month he was doing, he was signing. Yeah, you bring. It was a 3-book minimum. I brought my wife, so I had 6 books. The line was like down the block, around the corner, down the street. It was like, so many people showed up, and the amazing thing was the signing was scheduled for 2 hours. He stayed like 3.5 hours. He made sure he got to meet everybody.
Love that.
Gave everyone a signature, and a lot of guys, and granted, they're on their feet the whole time, and they get tired. But he made sure that he stood up. If someone wanted a picture, he stood up, went around the other side of the table, and took a picture with them. And I was like, this guy was amazing. He was so personable, and yeah, and that's one of the things. I know you meet a lot of artists and writers, and it's so cool when you finally meet these people. The majority of them, I would say 99% of them, are just so great people to me. You know what I mean? And that's just makes the hobby even better.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement 100%. And Frank quietly, he doesn't do a lot of conventions, so the fact that you had the opportunity to meet him and that he's right there in your backyard, I would try and enroll in that class. I would try to register. Yeah, that would just be. I mean, you talk about the knowledge of sharing and just insight, and to actually hear it from somebody that's in the medium as a comic book industry professional. Man, I would love to sit in on some of those classes. That would be
awesome. I know. It'd be like, that would be like a dream.
Yeah.
To sit down, and I mean, they're talking about what we love, comics. I mean,
yeah, 100%.
Can I do extra credit? Yeah. Dude, Paul, stop turning in papers.
Yeah. Let me tell you about this idea. I got this idea where a man with superpowers can make other people shit. What do you think? Let's do this, Frank. Let's do it.
Oh man. I lost my place. Does anyone else in your family collect comics?
No, everybody in my family is like minimalists, which is weird.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't collect anything. Like and they don't get this world. It is totally like foreign to them. And when I tell them I'm going here and going there, they're like, well, what are you doing there? And it's like, it's a comic book convention. They're like, really? Like that's what you're going to like Seattle for? And it's like, yeah, no. So none of them collect anything. I mean, my brother has like a couple pair of shoes, but like he's not like huge into collecting like original Jordans or anything like that. He's not he likes sneakers, he appreciates them, but he's not a huge guy like that. So yeah, they're all minimalists. So I think that's why I got the gene. That's why I like over collect everything. I got all of my family's minimalist stuff. I got the maximalist.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that we're very fortunate that we get to collect all this stuff. I mean, and granted, it is stuff. It does make us happy, but who was I talking to? I interviewed somebody else, and we were talking about, the things that are really important, like, family, having a roof over your head, having a bed to sleep in. But man, it's nice to have this stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're definitely lucky. And I don't take any of this for granted. That's why that's the thing too. I have all this stuff, but I don't take it for granted. It's just like, wow, I'm so lucky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're lucky to collect all this stuff.
We are, and I feel like we attach meaning to those things too. Definitely. Just like again, like the Chuck Norris book. Like again, like I remember my dad like talking about how badass Chuck Norris was in 1986, and like I remember watching like Delta Force with my
Yeah.
dad and like just seeing this badass dude just doing these flying kicks and stuff like that. So like the connection to my childhood, to my adulthood, and like there's a lot of memories related to that. So I attach more meaning to it, like the fact that Chuck Norris did sign this, that I had the opportunity to meet a guy like that my dad idolized, and again, I feel extremely grateful for those opportunities,
Yeah, definitely.
to meet as many people as I do. So, and I would tell you, I pay for it as well. It's not free, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not cheap, especially with the celebrities. The celebrities, they demand more money than your comic book writers and artists.
So okay, so dude, dude, I've seen all the pictures of you and celebrities. Do you ever get like awestruck when you meet them, or are you just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes I do. Yeah, sometimes I'm not sure what to say, and I'm
Yeah,
sure it comes out like this emotional flooding. I I, I do try to stay away from like, oh man, like I'm your biggest fan, or like I love your like I try to stay away from like those things.
yeah,
I try to just kind of like feel out the conversation, and try to maybe ask them a couple things that go beyond just the work. Like I try to go a little bit personal with questions. Just like, what are you listening to music wise? Like I know some people will have like a little speaker and be like, did you set this playlist, or is this just like, so I try to key in on their personality and the things that they like, not so much like their character that they portrayed, or their body of work.
nice. All right, so before we forget, I'm glad I wrote this down. Okay, so where did the tattoo idea come from, dude? That is amazing. I mean, you guys, you have like Jim Lee, Tom McFarlane, Stan Lee, Stan
Stanley.
Lee
Yeah.
signed your leg, and you got a tattoo over it.
Yeah, he was the first one that I did. Yeah, he was the first that I did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rest in peace, man. I'm so happy that you got that.
Yeah.
Greg Capullo, and then you also got Kevin Eastman on there. And then was the
Simon.
last
Yeah.
one Jerry Conway?
Sign and sketch. Yeah. Jerry Conway, who also did a sign and sketch, and Jerry doesn't, he's the writer. He's not an artist, but
Yeah,
he drew the Punisher symbol on my leg, and I got that tattooed. And it was helpful that I had known the handler, and I knew the group of guys. Shout out to the Knights of Comics, Alberto and his crew, and so they helped make it happen for me. And again, it wasn't given to me for free. I can tell you that it was something I paid for, but. Yeah, I think it's just through like my love of tattooing, and again, it's like, well, I can get all these books signed, and I don't have any kids or anything, so I could pass it on to my nephews and whatnot. But I also like this idea of collecting the signatures, because I was a CGC witness. I mean, I still am, but I witnessed with CGC red shirting, and I work with a couple companies as a witness as well still. And so like the idea of taking, again, my love for tattooing and my love for collecting signatures and putting them together, it just kind of made sense. And there's a lot of people out there that do this. I'm not the first. I wasn't the originator of it, and probably won't be the last.
that's genius. Okay, so this is a question. I'm trying to like be like try to think of the process. So how do you get from the con to the tattoo place without it getting smudged or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you cover it after they do it, or how does that work?
yeah. So usually, so I've been getting tattoos since the '90s, and in the '90s, it wasn't always stencil. Sometimes they would just freehand with marker. right? So they would just do draw right over you. So I would also sometimes, depending on the signature and what they have, I would just have them right on the marker, the permanent marker, and it would stay on there. I mean, I would definitely avoid smearing it, and I would try and get it done within 24 hours because I got to shower at some point.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But
Yeah.
my most recent piece was I had the opportunity to meet the Method Man from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he was at a horror convention in Orlando, and I was like, "Look, would you be willing to sketch the W, the Wu-Tang W, on my skin?" And he's like, "Let's do it." And I was able to go directly from his booth. They had artists on site there that were tattooing. And again, I have a friend. She works at a tattoo shop locally, and I know she was at the convention. So it just stuff like that just lines up, right? Like it's meant to happen. She's there, and she has free space, and it wasn't like a very detailed piece. I mean, it's a half an hour, and 15 minutes of that is setting it up. So yeah, I usually within 24 hours try to get there if they don't have an artist on site.
So, how many tattoos, signatures do you have on your body?
Just the signatures, or in general, how many tattoos do I have?
No, signatures. Like,
Signature. Yeah. So outside of the ones that you had mentioned, the only other one that I have is Drew Struzan. And I don't know if you know who Drew Struzan is. He's passed away recently. He's done some of the most like iconic theatrical posters. He's done like Back to the Future posters,
oh wow.
some Star Wars posters. Yeah, he's well known. So he was he would have been the only other signature that I had outside of the 6 or 7 that you mentioned. So
Oh wow.
yeah. And I'm not sure.
That's awesome.
I'm not sure I'm going to get any more at this point, at least from a comic book perspective, unless I get the chance to meet Alan Moore or Grant Morrison. Those two guys, I would do. Now, somebody did in jest, I think, say, you should reach out to Rob Liefeld, and you should ask if you could have him sign your foot and then tattoo his name on your foot.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
You know what? He'd be down. I believe he'd be down for it.
I think he would be down for it. And he's got like that double signature now too, that I think looks pretty rad, to tell you the truth. So it actually is something that I've contemplated doing, because I'm a fan of Rob Liefeld. I know a lot of people,
No, he's dope. What do you call it? He's one of the dudes. He's one of the original Image dudes. Why not?
And again, like, you talk about the interactions with people. My interactions with him have always been top notch. It's never been one that I felt like he was arrogant or just. I think he's a great guy, and so I'm a fan of him. So maybe Liefeld someday, maybe.
Cool. So, okay, as far as ink, do you know a number? Do you know the number of tattoos you have?
Yeah, it's more percentages now. So we're more at like, I would say like 70% of my body is covered.
Dope. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to music. As far as music, you like punk rock, huh?
Yeah, that's my love. That's my love, and usually like on a day-to-day basis, it's what I connect the most to. But I do, contrary to belief, I do love all forms of music. I can appreciate all of them, even like country and whatnot. So like, again, speaking of Method Man, they're doing a performance here in Tampa on the 18th, and they're only doing, it's Method Man and Redman, and they're doing 2 shows, one here in Florida and then one in like Indiana in like February. So
Oh wow.
it's a weird, like it's not a tour. It's just like a one-off show here and there. So I try to go to see as many bands play as I can, as often as I can, because I love live music. I love music in
Yeah.
general. It's a big part of my everyday life. It helps set my mood, or if I'm not in a mood, the music can help me feel that vibe. So, yeah, man, music's everything. I would probably give up comics before I would give up music.
I get it.
That
Mhm.
that's just how important and how powerful music is to me.
Yeah. So okay, this kind of goes back to like what I said earlier. How it takes me a while to get to do things like because I'm
Yeah,
lazy.
yeah,
When I play music, I find myself more productive. I'm in my I'll say my headspace. I'm more focused as far as when it comes to music. Um, yeah, dude, you play some music for me. I have a Bluetooth speaker. I play that music, dude. I'll get shit done in the house. I mean, like the yard, the backyard, but I have to have the music on. So most definitely, I think yeah, like for me, if you said if it was between comics and music, I'd probably say the same thing,
yeah,
Jason. Believe it
yeah,
or not, yeah,
yeah,
music is really important for me.
yeah. And you're a fan of what style of music? The all music?
Okay, so I do like some rap, but I'm an '80s kid. I went to high school in the '80s. Dude, I love like new wave, alternative. I love all that shit. Like
Yeah,
New Order, Depeche Mode. I've seen those guys like so many times live. I agree with you. There's nothing like listening to live music, seeing live music. Seeing people that music that you like, seeing them perform. It's yeah, something like that. It's been a while. Beastie Boys. I saw Beastie Boys. That was huge. I loved seeing those guys.
yeah.
Um,
NCA before he passed away. That's awesome.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then who else did I see? Morrissey, the Smiths,
the
the Cure.
Smiths.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
sure. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, all yeah. I was a vegetarian for 7 years, and part of that was because of the Smiths, because of Morrissey and like Meat is Murder,
he
like
just
that.
murdered.
Yeah, that was a huge influence on me. And yeah, the Smiths and Morrissey is great. Which again, he's coming here in January. He'll be in St. Pete.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah,
nice. That's awesome.
yeah.
All right, so are there any grails that you're chasing?
I mean, I'm always open to a grail, but I'm yeah, but I'm not chasing anything at this point. I'm not setting money aside, or I'm not trying to like level up to anything. Um, I love what I have. I'm fortunate for what I have. I mean, uh, I'd love to come across an Action Comics one, right? Like the big hitters like that. I know the Superman one that just sold for like ridiculous money,
Yeah.
like and those are the dreams. Those are the dreams that we have as comic book guys, right? Like going up in the attic,
Addict, yeah, fighting it. Yeah.
finding it, right? Like I don't know that is I don't know that the fairy tale of that, and it's just like the fact that it happens, it only furthers the possibility of like maybe I could look inside of my walls and maybe
Give me a hammer. Hey, honey, get my hammer.
right? Maybe I should just start digging some holes and see if somebody just buried one in the backyard.
I know.
Maybe that happened, right? And so I actually had like thoughts of like buying one of the storage units, right? You know how like they have
Yeah,
those storage units and you get to kind of like just look into it. And like I've always had like this dream of like buying a storage unit that had a bunch of comic books and the people that were there had no idea. And I end up winning the storage unit and there's like a Detective Comics 27 and like, like
it's,
another AF-15 and like all these
oh man,
masterpieces.
oh
But
man.
yeah, I'm not chasing anything at this point. You know, it can, because really my collecting style has changed because working the circuit so long. You know, you meet so many comic book artists, and they all kind of keep cycling, right? Like the same ones show up for like Fan Expo, right? Like the same ones at this one are going to be at this one, are going to be at this one, right? So for me, the celebrity game has really kind of been where I've been collecting.
Nice.
So most recently, got like Sigourney Weaver at New York Comic Con. That was like a big
Oh,
one,
that's what's
right?
up. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, it was a huge one from like an alien's perspective, and you know, that was big on my list. So that was really exciting to have that opportunity. So as for Grails, yeah, I'm not searching for anything right now.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well, one of the celebrities that you met was Elvira. Oh, I
yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, and she's timeless. Oh my god, that lady, man. Ooh, man, telling you, bro. Woo.
100% timeless. And again, I'm a fan of like the horror genre, so like being able to meet her. I've met Sven as well.
Wow.
uh, and for fans of like Shutter, like Joe Bob, I've met him several times. So yeah, I love meeting all those people, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. So you're a slab guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many slabs do you own?
Uh, I don't know, probably like 200, I would say. I mean,
Nice.
not, you know, it's not overkill. I have a lot more raw books than I do slabs
Yeah.
because it is an expensive hobby. It is, you know, it does cost a lot of money to get those books graded and encapsulated. So
Yep. Agreed. Hmm.
throw in signature and all that sort of stuff. Like it can be pricey. So I would say around 200.
Yeah. Well, the thing with me is, and I've mentioned this in the past. As far as me, if I'm gonna buy a pricey book from a source that I don't really know, I would definitely buy it slab. You know,
Yeah.
but my rule of thumb is I like them raw dog, man. I love the ability to be able to touch it, smell it, open up and read it. I know you could watch, or read it digitally,
Yeah.
but there's nothing better than having the book in your hand. You can be able to read it from like that. It's like, oh, but yeah, definitely slab if it's a pricey book because you want to pay you want to get what you're paying for. Is what
Yeah.
I meant to say.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. And especially if I'm getting it signed. If I'm getting it signed,
yeah,
then getting it slabbed is a must, right? Like that. So I'm
that makes
okay. Like I have a couple of books that are good books. Like I have a House of Secrets 92 for Swamp Thing. It's not slabbed. It's raw, and I probably won't take the steps to get it graded, even though it's a key book, you know,
oh
and
yeah.
one of my favorites. But I keep it raw, you know. So
Do you press and clean books?
not personally, I don't, and I'm not a huge guy into that either. Like this is kind of how the book is. It's got some character. It's got some character flaws, like all of us, right? Like
Yeah,
I'm okay with you know, some of the problems with the book. I'll save the 25-30 bucks on pressing and cleaning, and you know, take it as it is. My biggest thing is I don't ever want, I either want a yellow label or a blue label. I
yeah.
don't want the greens, I don't want the
Purple.
purples.
Yeah, no purple.
Yeah, those colors signify death to me. So,
Yeah, let's hear. Good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Do you have any regrets trading or selling a comic?
Yeah, absolutely. I have several.
Nice, nice. Well,
But it happens. One of my buddies, his main trait, he's a master plumber, and so you know, I needed to have my bathroom redone, and so he, you know, bought the toilet, installed the toilet, got me a new garbage disposal because I needed one, you know. So it's like I had to let go of my Hulk 181. you know. But it was better than shelling out the $2,000, you know. So
Yeah,
trade
understand.
it in and get it done. And this is how superheroes can save save our lives at times. You know, like really help me out in a bind when I'm there. So,
Well put.
but that's stuff like that, right? Like, maybe I should have just said, all right, well, I'll just hold off, or I'll spend the $2,000 in cash and go from there. But
Dude, you
what?
gotta get your plumbing done. Where you gonna go bathroom, bro? You gotta take a
Yeah,
hot shower.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
But
Yeah,
no, wait, you gotta get your tattoo first before you take the hot shower.
yeah.
All right. So, dude, check this out. My interviews usually run 20-30 minutes. We're pushing hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wow.
this has been an amazing interview. I mean, it's been like, dude, I'm telling you, Jason, thank you so much.
Brother,
But
thank you.
I have a couple questions, and then we'll wrap this up. If you wanted at the very end, if you wanted to do a shout out or tell us what you're up to, or if there's anything you want to show, feel free. But okay, here's the interview question. Jason. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Right? Yeah.
I don't know. It's uncertain. Future's uncertain at this point. Obviously, I would be happy if nothing changed.
Yeah.
But I am the type of person that uh, after a while, things do get stale. I do like to change up, even like in jobs. Like I was a special ed teacher for a while, then I switched it up to a PE teacher for a while, then I was an assistant principal for a while, back to a PE teacher, and now to a professor. So like you know, I try to switch it up. I don't like to be stagnant, right? So I'm sure things will be different. Things will be different in 5 years, somehow, some way. But I'm good if everything stays the same.
Yeah. Cool. Good answer. All right. All right. Last question. What is your favorite part of the hobby?
Yeah, it's the people, it's the friends, it's I wouldn't. My biggest friends here, my closest family members here are through comic books, and none of them bloodline. So it's helped not only with friends but also with the travel piece as well. So I've gotten to see, you know, 75% of the country because of comic books.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so it's really it's that's my favorite part is the people in the travel. So
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna add to that. So, I went to Heroes this year. Did the pilgrimage over there. I met a lot of people that I admired on YouTube there. I
yeah,
was in awe, bro. I was
yeah,
just like, dude, and all in one place too. And another thing I noticed, everybody was taller than me. I was like, what is going on? It's crazy because I'm not a short guy. I'm
yeah.
average height, 5'10". Everyone was like 6'2", 6'3". I was like, what is going on? I told my wife, why is everyone freaking taller than me? She was laughing. But yeah, no, most definitely. The traveling, ooh, that's the best
Yeah.
part, man.
Are you going to try and make it to Heroes this year again, or is that not an option?
I'm not gonna go in 2026. I got other things lined up, but definitely 2027. I'm gonna make the return. Um, yeah, no, I wish I could go next year, but you know, my wife wants to do travel other places.
Mm.
But I am gonna go. I don't know if you've ever been to SummerCon in Washington. You've been to Emerald, right?
Ben Emerald. Yep.
Well, supposedly there's this thing called SummerCon in Washington area, around Seattle.
Yeah.
Uh, we have friends that live up there, so my wife says we're gonna go there, and I'm like, all right. And then I go, what's there to do? And I looked it up. Oh, they have a SummerCon, so I'm like, all right, we're gonna go. So planning to go there.
So on that trip, Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee are both buried in Seattle. So I didn't get a chance to go there my first time, but next time I go to Seattle, I'm making a special trip to go and pay my respects to both of their grave sites. So if you get that opportunity, man, again, because of the Kung Fu, right? Like, you know, add that to your list if you can, to go pay your respects there. They got a statue of Jimi Hendrix in Seattle as well, because of Electric Lady Studios that was there, and just like all of the grunge music that came out of that era. You know, there's a lot of strong ties to music there. First Starbucks as well is in Seattle.
I've been to that first Starbucks. I've been to that first Starbucks. Yeah,
okay, right.
It's by the, what do they call it? The where they catch the fish. I actually caught a fish, bro.
Did you really?
I
like
did.
Out of the like,
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, we could go another hour. Quick, I'll say it real quick.
Okay.
So we went to Seattle first time because I saw a video of them catching fish. I go, oh, that'd be dope. And my wife goes, well, why don't we go? So we end up going up there, right?
Yeah.
And we went to the exact place that was in the video. It's like it's in the market, and yeah, dudes are throwing fish. And my wife goes up to and goes, yeah, my husband wants to catch a fish. And he's all like, yeah, dude, come over. And then they have a bell, right? And there's like ding, ding, ding. This dude's gonna try to catch a fish. I was like, oh my god, 100 people just went
swarmed
to watch me catch a fish. I was like, oh, I cannot drop this fish.
Pressure.
Right? I caught it. Bam.
Wow.
And everyone was like clapping. It was like one of the coolest moments in my life. It was just, but I was so nervous because I didn't think that all these people would come up. Dude, it was like so many people just watching me. Yeah, dude, I was like, dude, I can't drop this fish. Yeah, but I had good hands that day. So
yeah, congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, Jason. All right, this is the end of our interview. First off, I want to say thank you again. This was amazing. This was better than I would hope for, and it was just awesome. Before we get out of here, is there anything you want to shout out, or let us know, what you're up to?
No, we can wrap it up. Just a big shout out to you. Thank you for bringing me on, dude.
Thank you, man.
Awesome. I've enjoyed this, and like you said, we could probably go another couple of hours. So we gotta do this again in some capacity,
Okay. Yeah, most definitely. All right. Well, everybody, I want to thank you for watching this. Again, I want to thank my homie Jason. This has been a wonderful interview. I'm so happy that he took the time out to interview me. As always, peace, everybody. Everyone take care.
Bye.
Bye.